We are future tech thinkers and welcome to our presentation. Please allow me to introduce our presenters for today. Natalie Smith, Nyla Smith, Lenore Zamore, Louise Roberts, and Crystal Blackman. I hope you learn a lot and most of all that you enjoy.
In today's rapidly changing digital world, integrating technology into early childhood education has become increasingly important. Modern technology has been proven to enhance learning outcomes. For preschoolers, early exposure to technology can support literacy development, foster critical thinking, and prepare them for the demands of a digital, interconnected world. This presentation explores the importance of digital literacy in early childhood, how having technology and internet access at home influences literacy development, and the challenges related to digital inequalities. It also examines the role of assistive technologies in promoting inclusive education and suggests solutions to reduce access gaps. The presentation concludes with an age-appropriate story that helps expand vocabulary among preschool learners. The goal is to better understand how we can use technology in meaningful, age-appropriate ways to support every child's learning journey.
Why is digital literacy important for preschoolers? Firstly, it enhances critical thinking and problem solving skills. As preschoolers engage with interactive digital activities, they are encouraged to approach challenges independently, using careful and logical thinking. These digital tasks help children to develop skills that prepare them for real world situations and academic success. Mayhew 2024. For example, when children use an educational app to follow step by step instruction for building a digital puzzle or creating stories, they practice sequencing, decision making, and setting goals. Now, these skills will later help them in subject areas like math, reading, and science. To address the lack of digital access in preschool classrooms, schools can conduct outreach programs to businesses and groups within their school community. Local businesses can support by donating devices such as tablets, projectors, and laptops for use in the classroom instructions. I am from Grenada, and in a fishing village, there's a preschool. This school lacked devices and internet connection. They would have reached out to a community group and fishermen in the village who would have sponsored them monetary contributions to meet their needs for their online devices and programs. Additionally, schools can also partner with telecommunication providers to secure reliable internet access, enabling the use of online educational programs and applications. Now, when you work with the groups and businesses, these partnerships will help ensure equitable access to technology for all students, supporting inclusive and effective learning experiences.
We have learned about the importance of digital literacy in early childhood, but what does this look like? Digital literacy in early childhood classrooms involves introducing young learners to basic technology skills in age-appropriate and engaging ways. It includes activities that help children learn to use devices such as tablets, computers, and interactive whiteboards where they can explore, create, and communicate. Educators guide children in using educational apps, navigating digital stories, practicing keyboard use, and understanding simple online safety concepts. These experiences are often integrated with traditional learning to support development in areas such as language, math, and problem solving, while also fostering creativity and critical thinking. Technology and internet access at home can significantly and positively influence literacy development in early learners. Devices such as tablets, phones, and computers can be used. First, they provide access to a wide variety of literacy resources. There are many interactive books and applications that help children develop strong literacy skills, and the internet is an essential tool to explore these. For example, Epic is an online reading platform that offers children access to a variety of ebooks, audiobooks, and interactive stories across various reading levels, interests, and cultures. This promotes literacy development as students can be exposed to texts that build vocabulary, support comprehension, and nurture a lifelong love for learning, according to an article written by S. Newman in 2022. This idea is supported by educational psychologists such as Lev Vygotsky, who highlighted that children learn best when they explore different resources that align with their current abilities but challenge them slightly to promote growth. Thirdly, technology can make completing literacy activities more engaging and fun, which increases motivation. For example, the book titled The Monster at the End of This Book is a well-known ebook that is based on the popular Sesame Street cartoon and can be found on Reading Rocket's website. This website allows children to engage with the book by tapping, swiping, and tilting the screen to help Grover turn pages and move barriers. This approach is firmly supported by the beliefs of Albert Bandura, whose social learning theory suggests that children learn best when lessons are enjoyable and interactive, allowing them to model behavior and build connections between ideas. In this way, literacy platforms not only foster early literacy skills, but also create an environment that supports motivation, persistence, and a lifelong love for learning. While technology is a very useful tool, there are recommended screen time for children under age 8. According to the Australian Institute for Family Studies, children under the age of 2 should not be allowed screen time. Children ages 2 to 5 should not be allowed more than 1 hour per day, and between the ages of 6 to 8, they should not be allowed more than 2 hours daily. These figures are also mimicked by the Canadian Pediatric Society. By following these standards, students are expected to grow strong and healthy.
3 potential contributors to children not having access to the internet at home and the potential negative outcomes are 1. Socioeconomic barriers. Many children continue to lack home internet access, and this can create barriers to their learning and development. Some parents simply cannot afford access to Wi-Fi and devices. Without this access, their children will miss out on many early literacy tools, such as read-along apps or phonics games. Consequently, these children can fall behind in developing reading skills and exacerbate the divide between children living in low-income homes as compared to more privileged homes. 2. Limited infrastructure. Some children live in rural and remote areas where the internet is unreliable, expensive, or simply not available. Even when families want internet access, the service may be too slow. Therefore, children may not benefit from opportunities to engage in digital learning or connect with their teachers, putting more children at high risk of being left behind. 3. Digital literacy gap in families. Some parents who do not have experience using technology may not feel confident in supporting their child's digital learning at home. Without any guidance, children may only be using screens for entertainment rather than learning. This potential restriction on both vocabulary enrichment and literacy in meaningful learning is evidenced. Therefore, parents in home settings play a key role in their children's interaction with digital technologies.
To address the lack of digital access in preschool classrooms, schools can conduct outreach programs to businesses and groups within their school community. Local businesses can support by donating devices such as tablets, projectors, and laptops for use in the classroom instructions. I am from Grenada, and in a fishing village, there's a preschool. This school lacked devices and internet connection. They would have reached out to a community group and fishermen in the village who would have sponsored them monetary contributions to meet their needs for their online devices and programs. Additionally, schools can also partner with telecommunication providers to secure reliable internet access, enabling the use of online educational programs and applications. Now, when you work with the groups and businesses, these partnerships will help ensure equitable access to technology for all students, supporting inclusive and effective learning experiences.
In St. Lucia, preschool and early learners with special education needs have received significant support through assistive technology initiatives in the education sector. The Ministry of Education and the Caribbean Development Bank launched the Education Quality Improvement Project initiative to enhance special needs education by integrating assistive and technological devices into lesson delivery for SIN learners.
Here are some policies that were developed to promote the rights of children with special education needs. Firstly, the Sustainable Development Goal 4. Under the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, the SDG 4 aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. It highlights the importance of eliminating disparities in education access and outcomes. Secondly, we have the Education for All framework, and this is led by UNESCO. It aims to meet the learning needs of all children, youth, and adults by 2015. It particularly emphasized access to education for marginalized and vulnerable groups, including children with disabilities and those in conflict areas.
The assistive technologies provided include tools for 1. Mobility supports for children with physical disabilities, such as walkers and adapted seating. Number 2, hearing and speech impairments for those with communication challenges, for example, hearing aids and speech generating devices. Number 3, autism spectrum support, for example, sensory regulation tools and communication boards. Number 4, learning accessibility such as screen readers, adapted keyboards, and tactile learning materials. There have been pilot projects to activate these technologies in early learning classrooms by particular schools, such as the Soufre Special Education Center and the Lady Gordon Opportunity Center. Additionally, the OECS Pearl program trains St. Lucian preschool teachers to use low-tech, affordable assistive devices, promoting inclusive learning by integrating these tools reflect a growing commitment to inclusive education, ensuring that every child, regardless of ability, has the tools to succeed.
The Lost Pets by Group 8. Zuri cannot find her cat Max. Oh no! Where is Max? Do you see Max? Max! Max! Zuri looked under the bed. Can you find the bed? Point on the bed in the picture. Good job! Max was not there. Zuri found her doll, but she did not find Max. Oh no! Where is Max? Do you see Max? Let's look for Max in the picture. Can you find Max? Zuri looked under the basket. Can you find the basket? Point on the basket in the picture. Good job! Max was not there. Zuri found her sock. but she did not find Max. Oh no, where is Max? Do you see Max? Can you find Max in the picture? Zuri looked under the table. Can you find the table? Point on the picture of the table. Well done. Max was not there. Zuri found her spoon, but she did not find Max. Oh no, where is Max? Do you see Max? Let's look for Max in the picture. Zuri looked under the sink. Can you find the sink in the picture? Point on the sink. Great job! Max was not there. Zuri found her toothbrush, but she did not find Max. Oh no, where is Max? Do you see Max? Let's look for Max in the picture. Zuri looked under the desk. Can you find the desk in the picture? Point on the picture of the desk. Excellent! Max was not there. Zuri found her crayon, but she did not find Max. Oh no, where is Max? Do you see Max? Can you find Max in the picture? Zuri was sad. She cannot find Max anywhere. Where is Max? Do you see Max? Let's look for Max in the picture. Zuri looked under the chair. Max was there! Max! Zuri found Max. Zuri gave Max a big hug. Zuri and Max were happy. The end. Thank you for helping us find Max.
In today's digital age, ensuring that every child has access to meaningful, age-appropriate technology is a necessity. Throughout this presentation, we explored how digital literacy supports early learning, strengthens critical thinking, and prepares preschoolers for the future. However, unequal access to devices, the internet, and digital guidance continues to widen the educational gap. This is noticed especially among low-income families and rural communities. We also highlighted how assistive technology can help children with special needs, ensuring that no child is left behind. As educators, caregivers, and community members, we must advocate for practical, inclusive solutions such as partnerships, training, and resource sharing, which will bridge this divide. By working together, we can create an environment where all children, regardless of their background or ability, can thrive in a digitally connected, globalized world.